Before you begin, you're going to want to make a sheet of masking cloth using painter's tape. Take several pieces of the tape and layer them onto a piece of parchment paper, making sure that each piece of tape overlaps the previous one. Turn the parchment paper and add a second layer of tape, again overlapping each tape strip. Find a small circular object and use it as a tracer to make a perfect circle. Using scissors, you're going to cut the circle out of the masking cloth carefully and neatly. This will become a sticker that we will use to mask the moon and keep it white when we paint. Now we're ready to make our beautiful evening sky using a watercolor wash technique. Before you begin, peel the parchment paper off the back of your circle. Place the circle on your paper and rub the edges firmly. The circle will help protect the paper underneath it, keeping it white as we paint. Brush clean water all over your paper. Make sure to brush off the edges of the paper and onto the tape. Notice how I keep dipping my paintbrush in the water. It's important to work quickly so that your paper stays wet and does not dry. Brush blue paint onto your wet paper. Leave some of the areas white. As you brush, the paint will spread. This effect is known as bleeding. Wash your brush and then brush magenta into the remaining white areas. You'll notice that as your blue and your magenta mix, you'll get a beautiful purple color. Continue adding blue and then magenta until you like what you see. When you are done, place your painting on the drying rack and allow your painting to dry. You'll be using a small piece of cardboard and acrylic paint to stamp your cherry blossom branch. Keep in mind that we are only stamping a branch. We are not stamping the entire tree. The tree trunk is outside of our picture frame. Think of the tree trunk as being on the other side of the blue tape. The area of the branch that is closest to the tape will be the widest or thickest part of the tree branch. As you stamp your lines going towards the moon, the branches will become thinner. Now we're ready to add our cherry blossoms. Before we begin stamping our cherry blossoms, carefully peel off the blue masking tape circle. Hopefully, if you pressed firmly, the area underneath that circle will be a nice crisp white. Today we'll be creating the impression of cherry blossoms by stamping some pale pink or white tempera paint onto the branches of our cherry blossom branch. Notice that as I work, I'm dipping and dotting, dipping and dotting. Make small clumps of blossoms and overlap your branch. Finally, use a toothpick to add the center yellow color.